Hey there, Randy Walker for the R Walker Travel YouTube channel. Happy New Year, January 1, 2026. It's New Year's morning, a little groggy. I had as many shots as the New York Jets have won football games this year last night, but actually feeling not bad. But I'm really feeling good because I'm in New Orleans. I'm here at the corner of Bourbon and Canal Street, right at the entrance of Bourbon Street, which we'll walk down, and I'll do a little walk and talk here because I love New Orleans. This city, just here we go. There's Bourbon Street. Here it is. Sometimes it's like 9 o'clock New Year's morning, so obviously a lot less crowded than it was few hours ago, but got the energy in this city, especially on New Year's Eve. And I haven't been here for Mardi Gras, but I imagine it's the same there. This is my fourth New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street, and yeah, the buzz here, the energy here, it really gets you pumped up. It reminds me a lot of the energy in New York City. Certainly it's not like that every day, but particularly in those big moments, those big party towns. There's a nice hotel, the Bourbon House, seafood, or maybe a restaurant, Bourbon House, seafood. But yeah, I love this city. It's the fifth time I've been here, and fourth time for the Sugar Bowl. Last year, 2024, going into 2025, was highlighted obviously by the tragedy, the terrorist attack from last year. And as you can see, this year there's National Guard here. I don't know what's going on there, something. And these flags up here, these are in commemoration of the souls that were lost last year in that terrorist attack. Crazed lunatic drove a truck through Bourbon Street here with a gun and ran over a few people and shot a few people, and I can't remember how many people died, but obviously tragic situation. But yeah, I love this city for so many reasons. One is it's the energy, as I mentioned, party, great history here. You walk on every block, and there is historic buildings, dating back to colonial times when this was part of France, and was Louisiana was purchased as part of the Louisiana Purchase. And here's Jean Lafitte's Absinthe House Bar. Jean Lafitte, the famous pirate who helped Andrew Jackson win the Battle of New Orleans in 1815 that ended the War of 1812 against Great Britain. But actually, ironically, the war had actually already ended with the Treaty of Ghent in Belgium. That's a peace treaty, but word didn't get back to General Jackson and the folks here and the British forces until after the battle. So there's some jazz musicians there portrayed in that statue there. This is the Cafe Beignet, New Orleans. So that's two other things that are really great about New Orleans is the music. Let's talk about the music. I mean, obviously jazz, And you don't have to even really go to a jazz club or whatever here. I mean, there's music in the streets. There's performers. There's jazz bands. Like last night, there was a jazz band. Just impromptu jazz band. On the streets. You got we saw tap dancers. We saw guys playing the plastic buckets. Like a drum, etc. This bar is called Hurricane City, which is another thing. It's known for drinking. It's known for hurricanes. The hurricane, the drink, and also hurricane, the storm, which obviously Hurricane Katrina devastated this town years ago. There's some more police down there, which you can see. Jackery's Pizza by the Slice. Jazz funeral where people are dying to come in. The history, I mean, just War of 1812, Andrew Jackson battled New Orleans, just all these preserved buildings in the quarter here. You got, all sorts of other great stuff, but you really just feel like you're in, colonial, Louisiana, when you're here, particularly in the French Quarter. So the history, so the music, obviously jazz, on the streets, at any number of jazz clubs, etc. The food, I'm not a foodie, so I can't really talk about, gumbo and jambalaya and all the seafood and so forth, just because I'm not a foodie. My foodie is a sweet tooth, and that's where I go to Cafe du Monde, to get some beignets. So I'm not really much of a foodie, but if you are a foodie, obviously there's just amazing food here in New Orleans. The drinking, I can talk to that. It's a lot of fun. I'm not as much of a drinker as I used to be, but with the exception of last night. But anyway, that is also just a big part of the culture here, just partying on Bourbon Street, and so forth. So, there's also just a mysticism here. A lot of people say, not a lot of people say, a lot of people know that this town is haunted. I mean, there's just haunted buildings left, right, and center. You could check out one of my YouTube videos where I encountered a ghost years ago. It's on this channel, Our Walker Travel. And you'll see real estate listings here, which says, this building is for sale, so-and-so is the realtor, and then at the bottom it'll say not haunted, or at the bottom it'll say haunted. So, that is also part of the culture, voodoo, the Creole, voodoo element to here, which is pervasive. I mean, look at this fungo wings with the little voodoo guy there. There's Gumbo Yaya. The other thing that's, you think about New Orleans is, you got to also, I mean, this place is, debaucherous here, and there's streets are dirty and so forth, but here it is New Year's morning, and they're just doing a really great job cleaning the streets here, because it's pretty gross. And I don't know why I'm picking up beads from the street. It's so dirty, but it's just kind of part of the culture. But it's a bit debaucherous here at times. which also adds, to, the excitement. You know, women will certainly have to do a certain act to get a bead thrown at them from a balcony like that one. I mean, not all the time, but that's kind of the, kind of the joke. Debaucherous element, like House of Buns. I'm not sure what that is, but that's actually food. So, anyway, also just crazy people watching here. I mean, we were talking last night, just crazy people watching, and there'll be some people here coming up on my left who are, I'm not sure if they're just getting back from a night out or whatever, but yeah, last night we got some great pictures of some, crazy folks, doing this, that, and the other thing. Just beautiful decorations, architecture. That's another great thing about New Orleans. Just, talking about the historical element to New Orleans, and yeah. So that's that. So I mean, we were talking about how, we're here obviously for the Georgia versus Ole Miss Sugar Bowl. As you can see, that's the decor there with the Ole Miss flags and the Georgia flags. We were talking, this really is the best bowl game to go to because of everything I mentioned about New Orleans as a tourist destination. But you can fly right in to New Orleans. You can stay in the French Quarter. You can walk everywhere. You can walk to all of these bars and restaurants. You can walk to the Superdome where the game is held. So that is, very convenient. You don't need to rent a car. Everything is here. I mean, we're here, for a couple days, basically 3.5 days we're here. So, yeah, so that's, so that's pretty easy. And then you have the, there's still a lot of Super Bowls are held here. I'm going to go off, Bourbon, and I'm going to go down, what is this, Orleans, Rue d'Orleans, and we're going to go to another kind of signature place in New Orleans, which is Jackson Square, right here. Crescent City Cigar Shop. And another thing I really like is the gas lit lamps that you see all around and about in the city. The Bourbon Orleans Hotel is right there. And this is, you can see the church. I don't know what the name of that church is, but it's in Jackson Square. See it in a minute. So we got some artists here selling some stuff. Maybe not getting a whole lot of business so early in the morning. Beautiful stuff. Louis Armstrong there. And like I mentioned, New Orleans is known for its debauchery too. Not quite jazz, but it's nice music there. And there is a statue of Jesus here, which is illuminated against the back of the church, which is also kind of a great signature part of the French Quarter here. So we'll just go to Jackson Square here and our little video. Here, there's also Cafe Du Monde, which is on the other side of Jackson Square, which is a great traditional place for a beignet, which is a sugary dessert, which New Orleans is famous for, and that is the most famous place. So here we got some more artists. Look at that. And the famous church. Beautiful. This is one of the signature places in New Orleans. There we go. And then, of course, Jackson Square right here. Welcome to Jackson Square. And, of course, wow, look at that. It's beautiful. So, of course, Jackson Square is named after Andrew Jackson, who was general in the American Army and commanded the troops in defense of New Orleans against the British in 1815. There's Andrew Jackson. One of the interesting things about this statue is pretty sure it's the exact same statue, or very close to it, that stands in the park right across from the White House. So, two statues of Andrew Jackson that are in two very prominent places in the United States. Yeah, Major General Andrew Jackson. There we go. Look at that. Boy, the sun is just beautiful this morning. And right across the street here, so Cafe Du Monde is right there. And right up across the street, up those stairs, is the Mississippi River. So obviously you got Mississippi River boats and, those old time, steamer boats. I mean, that's just the quintessential New Orleans view. So right across there is Cafe Du Monde. We got some nice touristy carriages here. And there's, as mentioned, a band. So maybe they'll start rocking. So here's the world famous Cafe Du Monde. I have to pick up a to-go order for friends who want to sleep. So yeah, it's just a little tour of New Orleans and why I really love this city and how any opportunity I have to come here. And it never gets old, I'm just like so enthralled to, see Jackson Square and walk down Bourbon Street. And just the energy from last night, I just was so pumped to be here and obviously to be with friends. Here we go, New Orleans. And then we got a little horse carriage right in front of Jackson Square. And let's end this video with a view of the Mississippi River. I might have to double cross here. So there it is, there's Mississippi River. Another view there of the square. Okie dokie. Wow. What a great sight early this morning. Yeah, this is just a great spot. Some people starting the new year right with some running. Beautiful view of the Mississippi River. And you can see one of those river boats right there. Right that way. So, all right, well, that's just a little tour of New Orleans. Love the city. Put it on your destination list. Certainly for a bowl game. Mardi Gras, I've never hit for Mardi Gras, but maybe I need to put that on my list too. But for me, it's when Georgia Bulldogs play in the Sugar Bowl here annually on January 1st. That's when I make the trip. So when Georgia's here, I do my best to get here, whether it's by flight or by car. That's what I try to do. So anyway, Randy Walker, subscribe to my channel, R Walker Travel. Also have another great channel, Randy Walker Walks, where I walk throughout destinations where I've been, and did some great videos last night on Bourbon Street, which demonstrated a lot of what I was discussing earlier. So anyway, Randy Walker, R Walker Travels, YouTube channel from New Orleans. Over now.